Gideon Falter is Chief Executive of the Campaign Against Antisemitism and joins me now. Your reaction to this tribunal hearing, or ruling I should say. Good morning.
Good morning, Nick. Look, it's not quite what he is claiming. It is a win for him. He has been found to have been unfairly dismissed, but there is a very, very low threshold in the UK for what they call a philosophical belief in the workplace. So, for example, ethical veganism is considered to be a philosophical belief for the purposes of this kind of tribunal. And the tribunal actually was really scathing about him as well. They called his misconduct extraordinary and ill-judged. They found him to be culpable and blameworthy. And when deciding whether he should have any compensation, first of all, there doesn't seem to have been any question that he should be reinstated. He's not being reinstated. They slashed his compensation by 50% and then by a further 30% over his conduct, both whilst employed and then since being employed. In fact, they said there was a realistic, I'm quoting here, there's a realistic chance that the claimant, David Miller, would have been dismissed anyway over other things. And the problem that has arisen here is that the University of Bristol seems to have said that they dismissed him for his views on certain things. They don't seem to have said that he's an anti-Semite or that there is any question of racism that they were dismissing him over. And some of the remarks he made were, for example, that Jewish students on campus at Bristol, a university he was teaching at, were, by virtue of their membership of the Union of Jewish Students, they posed a threat to Arab and Muslim students on campus and should be directly targeted. So he's somebody whose views, in my opinion, are anti-Semitic. That should have been a question that was open to the tribunal, but for some reason, the University of Bristol didn't make that part of their case for dismissing him. We're deeply concerned by it. We're deeply concerned by the way it's been handled,
yes.
And we hope that they're going to be appealing the decision at the University of Bristol. But in any case, we're looking at it with our lawyers to see what we can do to make sure that this doesn't stand.
What would you give, briefly, as a definition of Zionism, lastly, Gideon?
Zionism is simply the belief, under Article 1 of the UN Charter, all peoples of the world are guaranteed the right to self-determination. It's the belief that Jews have that same right to self-determination in Israel as well.